Hello out there. Is everybody doing? Is everybody favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright? Here to sit down with a good friend of mine, Tom, for our local election series. Every Monday we'll be doing a series around 7, 8 p.m. So tune in. But I got my guest today. And go ahead, Tom. Go ahead and tell them about your background. What you're running for Senate, but let them for Congress. I'm sorry,
Uh,
but I know the district and everything. A little background of who you are.
all right, hi everyone. My name is Tom Zmich. I'm running for Congress in Congressional District 6 in Queens, New York, against a entrenched Democrat who's been there for 8 years and no one's ran against her. And that's why we decided this time that since I'm not a politician, but someone has to run against her to give the people a choice, and the people are very upset. And we decided to run, and we're going to give it a good shot. And like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm retired, and we decided to take this on. 35 years I was in a construction union, and I was military. 8 years, called the Gulf War veteran,
Thank you for
and
your service.
you're welcome. And we think we have a good shot at this. Now we've been out there. We took some like surveys and stuff in the neighborhood, and like 80% of the people have no idea this woman's been there for 8 years, and no one even knows her name. No one even knows she's there. So it's crazy stuff. She right now she's involved a lot, aligning herself with AOC, Ocasio Cortez, which is the next district over from us, and because that's District 14. Uh, well, my district is only in Queens. It's the only district that's all of Queens, and the other districts around me encompass like 14, 3, and 5. They all include either Nassau County, Brooklyn, or the Bronx, or some of Manhattan. So there's a lot of different politicians that are in those districts that are running against them. But here in Queens, no one wanted to run, so we're giving this a shot.
Okay. No, I understand that makes a lot of sense, and it's kind of crazy that we have these people in Congress here in New York that people don't even know who they are. They're responsible for the district and never seen them, never heard from them, don't even know when they're running, when they win, nothing. So that's a big problem I see in New York. A lot of people that are politicians here, they never come back to the city, and they kind of like they win and they disappear, and they come back for 4 years, say a few things, pat some kids on the head, and get votes, and they're gone again. So we definitely got
Yeah,
to reconnect
that's
with that.
well, like what happened up in the Bronx with when Ocasio Cortez was going around a couple of years ago. The one she was running against, he never even showed up. He actually moved his house to Virginia. So I mean, this woman here, from what I understand, that I'm running against, she she's part of the establishment, and the establishment has almost probably in a way guaranteed her the seat in a way because they made her the vice chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee, and that really you would think that would pull some weight somewhere, but obviously it doesn't, because when they did that new package for the 1.5 trillion package to help with the crisis and everything like that, she was only to garnish about 1.6 million for like protective services for the Jewish community, things like that and everything. And you would really think, which that's what we're upset about in a way, and the people in the district are upset. She has not brought nothing from the federal government at the federal level to this district to help or do anything. I mean, you could see it even during the coronavirus. Well, it's still ongoing, but what she's done here is absolutely nothing. There are stores that are closed all over the place. 13% of them are not coming back. 25% of them are still struggling. We have no idea if they're going to make it to the end of the year. Uh, People are really hurting here. There's a ton of people out of work. And all they're looking to do, like typical Democrats, is just throw more money at a situation without coming up with real solutions.
That's a real issue. That's a real problem here in New York. And that's the establishment, man. It's on both ends, it seems like. But we're trying to get some grassroots politicians in there like yourself to get in there and bring some real change, because that's what the city needs right now. It's not people just sitting up there and talking and just talking heads, pretty much figureheads. We need people that know who are living in New York. They know the city, and they know what's best for their home, where they're from. And that kind of brings me to my first question: is just tell us a little bit about your background and why you decided to run for Congress.
Well, back in the beginning, 2.5 years ago, me and my wife decided that since President Trump was getting attacked every day all over the place, we started out with a couple of groups, grassroots MAGA groups here in New York City. There was a few. That's how when we met you, and we decided to form a group out here in Queens called MAGA Queens, Make America Great Queens. There was a couple of groups around the city. There were, little groups here and there, and a main group in Manhattan. But since we both come from Queens and traveling to Manhattan every time they wanted to have an event at Trump Tower or something and doing that, after a while it kind of got, okay, we'll go there. And then all of a sudden, I said, why don't we do something out in Queens? Since there's a lot of people who do support the president from Queens. And because he was born here, actually, this is his hometown, we decided we can, use that as part of some of the, enthusiasm to get people excited, because a lot of people at the time, that's when it started back then, when everybody was wearing MAGA hats and people were being attacked for just wearing a MAGA hat. So we decided to try to give some people some incentive and give them, to get rid of the fear of wearing a MAGA hat in New York City, because we can't let this is America, and we got First Amendment rights to free speech and constitutional rights in this country. No one should be attacked just for wearing a hat. That's number one. And then there was a big incident with people, getting attacked by the hats, and then they they left it up to bars here in New York City. They actually passed a law that it's up to the owners or whoever's running the bar that they can throw you out if you're wearing a MAGA hat just for walking in the bar, which is totally unconstitutional, number one. But it's being allowed here in New York City because we have a liberal mayor, we have a liberal city council. The governor is liberal, and he even actually said, anybody who's a conservative in New York, you don't belong here. There's no place for you here in New York. So we decided to fight back, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And we have been doing when we go out over the last 2.5 years. Well, mostly what we've been doing is we've been holding some Trump rallies. We've been holding protests against Ocasio-Cortez and Nancy Pelosi. And here in Queens, Bernie Sanders came here as a guest of Ocasio-Cortez, and we were out there protesting them back last November, and we all see what happened to Bernie now. But even the people in the neighborhood there they didn't want him there. So we're trying to ride the effect of that. People are very upset the way the Democrats have been running everything and the way everything's been going on. We do have solutions. We do have some infrastructure stuff that we're going to be putting in when I do get elected to secure federal money here for Queens to bring back the jobs, to bring back some factories. And as you know, the president, he's, with the trade deals with China and with the new, quote, NAFTA deal and everything like that, he's trying to make America great again, make America first, bring back the jobs, because basically when I was younger, I worked in metal shops, I worked in a wood shop, and I was a bricklayer for 35 years. I work with my hands. Those jobs are good jobs. They pay very good money. I mean, out here in the city alone, if you're a steam fitter, you can probably make about $125 an hour. It's good money, and you can raise your family and have a good life with that kind of money. Not everybody has to go to college. So we're proposing going forward too. Here they want to close Rikers Island because of the bail reform. They want to use that area for future development, probably because they're really lying to everybody if they think they're going to use it for a park. We want to use the rest of what Rikers Island has to offer there by itself because they have buildings there that are not being used, and we're proposing to have some of the criminal element who's going to be getting out of jail as their halfway houses, because de Blasio is looking to put them in the neighborhoods. We're looking to keep them on the island there for maybe 6 months to a year so that they can be properly rehabbed, properly get medical coverage that they need and the psychiatric help and everything, so that they are ready when they come back on the island here, or off of Rikers Island, or back into Queens, or across the bridge, because that's the only way in and out. Are you still there? Chris? All right. Well, so anyway, in case we are live still, uh, anyway, yeah. So we proposed that, and there's a couple other politicians who are Republican who agree with that idea, and we're gonna, keep pushing it and try to. Maybe I'm gonna try to see if I can secure some federal money to get that program, and reverse the idiocracy out in the city hall with them proposing to have Rikers Island closed. They want to defund the police. They want to paint signs in the streets. Meanwhile, children and babies are getting killed in the street here, which shows that they have no absolute lack of knowledge or anything on how to solve any problems, and they don't care about the people. But we do, and we're going to try to take some action and try to fix some of these problems. Okay. And like I said, I don't know if he's still there or not, but it's not showing up on my screen. But okay, so we will go forward and with our campaign to take back America, which is our campaign slogan here.
Hey, Tom.
And it shows me I'm still on, so I've been still trying to
Yeah, sorry about that.
talk it through.
That little mix up. I apologize.
I don't know if it was on or not, but I just kept going, so because my screen still showed.
Yeah, I apologize. Let's do real quick, Tom. Let's do this real quick. Let's go back to the last question again because I got my messed up here. So I apologize
All right.
about that. All right, hold on 1 second.
All right, so let's see. I think we were at before we got cut off.
Let's do this, Tom. Let me finish it off real quick because I got rid of I deleted it on my Facebook because it was messed up. So let's restart. All right, I'm sorry
From
about
the
that.
beginning.